RJ, you talk about this in a bunch of interviews about how you would leave your body as a child. Now, there's one particular instance that you talk about in the book where you said, "I knew immediately that doubt is the death of intention." So, can you kind of talk about what led up to that and how you had that realization?
Before you enjoy the video, if you want to go deeper with me, make sure you check out my meditation masterclass. It is unlike anything. It's pinned in the comments below. Yeah. And so it's certainly captured in the book, but it had to do with leaving my body as a kid, which would just sort of happen. I wasn't consciously trying to do it, right? So when I would come to the awareness that I was again outside of my body, and I wanted to first start to explore. So essentially to be able to first to leave the bedroom, because this would normally happen when I would relax before I would go to sleep. Or when I would go to relax, maybe if it was midday, if I just lie down on my bed, all of a sudden I'd be out of my body. But to your question, I can remember being outside of my body, looking at my body, and I had this desire to explore my parents' house, our house, where I was living. And the first time that I went to do this, I had a flash of doubt that I would be able to traverse the ceiling and go around and get out of the room. There was this moment, it was like, oh, I'm not sure I can really do that. And as soon as I doubted that there was any way in terms of not being able to fulfill my intention, I was right back in my body. So I had a desire and intention to explore. And as soon as I doubted the ability to do it, I was literally right back in my body. And I never, ever forgot that moment, how quickly my desire and intention was terminated through the experience of me allowing my own finite mind to enter into the experience. And then it was the death, that doubt was the death of my desire and intention to explore.
And RJ, how old were you whenever that happened?
I mean, if I had to guess, I mean, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. I was a kid. My earliest memories are of leaving my body. That's the first thing that I remember as RJ, is being outside of my body. Yeah. So I was a kid. I don't know exactly, but somewhere around that age.
Excellent. Very profound experience to have that young. So doubt is the death of intention. How often in our daily lives do we let doubt get in the way of everything that we desire, right?
Yeah, that's what actually gives energy to an alternate manifestation that you don't desire. So I know this is part of how we create parallel conditions. These are then experiences and manifestations that we actually don't desire. And we're actually creating them through our doubt because we have not gained mastery, which is what access superconscious is all about. We have not gained access over, or I should say dominion over the body-mind complex. And that's part of what this book is, to give everyone the ability to have dominion over the body-mind complex and therefore our energy. And therefore we don't create situations or experiences through doubt that we literally don't want to experience. A master only thinks about what it intends to manifest. And the only way to do that is to have supreme control over the body-mind complex. So in other words, for us to awaken the master within, doubt has to be removed permanently.
And once we get rid of that doubt, RJ, are we able to kind of eliminate all of those, split realities that we've created for ourselves?
Yeah. So in other words, we're never leaking any energy into a reality that gets manifested that we don't actually desire. So now when we don't do that, all that energy is then used for like the main trunk of the tree. Instead of creating all these branches that are not part of the main life plan through doubt, that this is going to happen. What about this? What about this? What about this? This is really the tree of life, by the way. This is what it actually represents and looks like. When we no longer utilize the doubting mind for the creative process. That energy is then utilized for the main trunk for us to create the life that we intended to, and then to even be able to go beyond it. So being able to harness and have control through these teachings over the mind-body complex is essential for self-mastery and liberation, and to create the life that we know that we're capable of, and it's allowing our own doubting mind into the creative process is what derails it.
Wow. So the more energy we give to the alternate realities that we create, the more that we bring those into our current experience then, right?
Yeah. If you doubt it enough, that'll be the alternate reality that you actually create, and you won't even realize that it's an alternate reality because you've removed yourself from the true desire and attention of the self, because you've been giving so much attention, which is your energy, to your doubt. And then you'll actually experience the reality that you created through the overwhelming use of the doubting mind.
Wow, absolutely incredible. Okay. Obviously, you need to pick up Access Superconsciousness so that way that doesn't happen. And I love the way that you can focus all that intention on exactly what you want. It's very clear when you think about it. But anyway, don't use the ego mind, right, RJ?
Yeah, the lower mind or the lower consciousness is a great servant to the higher mind, but we should never, or not should, you certainly can. It's best not to allow that fragmented, compartmentalized, disjointed, traumatized, brainwashed, conditioned mind create the life and create the choices that we make in this life. What we really want is this connectivity that we were talking about, and all the exercises and meditations cement that connectivity. But what we really want is that connectivity, which then lands right here. It's this and straight up, to then have this come up and imbue the mind, rather than this being disconnected from this. And it goes from this to this to this to this, because it's not rooted in anything true or authentic. And that's why the mind doubts, because that mind is not rooted to the knowingness or the source point of existence itself.
So where doubt exists, you can be sure that that's the ego mind then, right? Because it's not anchored in what we really are.
Yeah, without question. Without question. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Now, if you are desirous of more of the real you and less of your conditioned, agitated mind, if you know that you can create a life that you're not leading right now, but you know you can, check out my meditation masterclass. It's pinned in the comments below.